¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome to another video. So, if content feels like a full-time job and you're still not growing, I want you to take this into consideration, okay? You don't necessarily need help. You need a system, okay? The real reason that content feels like an endless treadmill is because you're trying to do everything manually on a consistent basis on every platform from scratch actually every single day. So, I read a post on Reddit that basically was talking about I'm creating so much content and creating content feels so much harder than it used to with the trends, with the ideas, with the editing, with the posting, with the consistency. It feels like a full-time job, even when it's not. I always feel behind was basically what this post was saying. If that's you, in this video, I'll be discussing a system that you could use today to stop letting content creation take over your life. But before we get into that, if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, because I literally put out videos like this all the flipping time. So for business owners and people who want to get into content creation to make money online with content, then please just subscribe. I really appreciate it. I literally talk about this all the time and I think my systems are good. Anyway, let's get back into the video. So the first thing that I want to make sure of is I want to validate that you're not crazy. Okay, you're not crazy for feeling this way. Person on Reddit, and a lot of people, it was an upvoted post. Like there was a lot of upvotes on this post on Reddit, not credit. Content is a full-time job when you're doing it the hard way. And it isn't when you're not, because you have a system in place, right? Most people, they're actually trying to keep up with trends on 3 different apps. They're trying to film, edit, post, schedule, write captions, make thumbnails with no plan, no backing or backlog rather, and everything is super last minute. You're not behind because you're lazy. You're behind because you're trying to brute force something that hasn't been systematized yet, okay? So the real issue is there's more chaos more so than an actual system. The wrong approach is literally going about your day, just basically showing up to whatever it is, to shoot, to your videos, to your cameras, et cetera, and thinking, what should I post today? Or what platform should I stay on or focus on today? Or let me scroll trends until like 2 a.m. until I decide something that I actually want to post. Well, I'm going to give you one system that has worked for me literally in multiple capacities after years of developing content for multiple people around the United States and for myself. So I call this the rule of one, right? So it's essentially one niche, one channel, one platform, one content bank, one batching system, and one planner to repost. So it's 6 different steps using one thing, right? Shout out to Gary Keller and The One Thing. It's a great book. You should check it out. So let's start with one niche. It's essentially one type of person or problem that you're trying to focus on. So that can literally be anything that you decide that you want to create content about, whether if you're a business and you're trying to create that around your niche, or a content creator getting into a niche that you've really just enjoyed talking about overall. For example, if your niche is underwater basket weaving, then you have to be the best underwater basket weaver on the flipping planet. Or let's say your business is behind, I don't know, selling postcards, then that's the niche that you basically post about on a consistent basis, right? To a specific audience, right? So same thing with fitness, same thing with gymnastics, same thing with music, same thing with sports, same thing with anything that is genuinely something that you love to talk about or a problem that you want to solve in a specific niche. The next thing is one channel. You have to pick one home platform that you focus on with all of your might. And why do I say this? Is because we can get too colluded with all the platforms that we decide on a day-to-day basis that we want to use. I'll be honest, like literally, I'm also subject to it as well, especially working with multiple different businesses. Multiple people will be like, yeah, I want to be working on YouTube, I want to do TikTok, and I want to do Instagram, I want to do LinkedIn, this, that, and the third. And they never really get any really good results anywhere because they keep focusing on putting their focus in multiple different places. Like they're focusing on focusing, which doesn't make any sense. It's like focusception, if that makes sense. And what I've learned over the course of doing multiple years of doing that in my SMMA, like my social media marketing agency, in addition to myself, is that the more spread out your focus is, the less attention you give to the actual channels or the actual videos or the actual ideas that you put out into the world, right? Which is a big no-no, especially if you're trying to make really great videos. So then my recommendation to you my commonly viewer, is to basically focus on specifically one channel. If you're doing YouTube, you're scaling YouTube to the moon. If you're doing Instagram, you're scaling Instagram to the moon. If you're doing TikTok, you're going to scale that ish to the moon and nothing else. However, in the next steps, I'll literally describe them like how you can basically be attentive on those other platforms, even though you're focusing on one home channel. Okay? So one niche, one channel. Next thing is one problem. So essentially, one main outcome you help people with. So let's say, for example, I use the fitness niche a lot because everybody's going to want to get sexier. Everybody wants to build muscle. Everybody wants to lose weight. Like, I always use that as an example. So let's use a different example. How about you're a doctor? Like, your niche is health. Cool? Like, it's literally overarching in multiple different places, right? Your channel is YouTube. Let's say YouTube overall. And then the problem that you want to solve is you're a doctor, but you happen to be in the sleep niche, like you're a sleep expert, let's say, and your one problem is to get more people to sleep more, right? And you decide to do this on YouTube because you're fed up with all the people not necessarily sleeping correctly and they're more grouchy and everybody seems a bit more of like an asshole these days, this, that, and the third, and it's all linked to their freaking sleep. And let's say that your channel's main outcome is to get people to sleep better so they can have better quality of life, et cetera, right? So you got one niche, one channel, one problem. You pick a problem that you're super obsessed about. Doesn't matter if you're a content creator or a business already within a specific niche. If you're a restaurant, same thing. If you're an accountant, same thing. You're all going to have a specific problem that you're obsessed with. And I want you to literally think about it. Like, it's like, what am I obsessed with? Me specifically, using myself as an example, I want to convince 1 million business owners that they can make content online and make money from it. That's all I want to do. That's my main problem that I solve. So then that's why I have this channel, being YouTube and one specific niche, which is essentially content creation or video marketing or however you want to spin it, personal branding, it doesn't matter. Or social media marketing, whatever you decide. But that's essentially one niche, one channel, one problem. The next is one content bank. It's like one place where you keep all of your ideas live. So that could be Google Sheets, that could be Notion, that could be the Notes app on iPhone, that could be Notes on Android, depending on how you want to do it. The reason why I say this is because a lot of people, they'll have so many flippant ideas, but when it's time to create the content, they're like, where are all my ideas? I don't know where they are. I don't know where the examples are. I don't know where are the hooks that I developed. This, that, and the third. So you have to have a system not only for the ideas that you create, but you also have to have a system to where do you place them. Because I'll be honest, like people are super convoluted as far as like when memory takes into consideration. I don't care how good your short-term or long-term memory is, you're going to forget some ish, and that's okay. So then the only other logical thing to do is to figure out a way to keep all these ideas in the same place, right? And if you want to use a combination of all, like, I guess, like Google Sheets and Notion and Notes and this, that, and the third, then you do your thing. But I mainly tell people all the time is just keep one place. So that's just make it super simple. So that way nobody can complain about like, where are my ideas? I don't know what I should talk about today. Blah, blah, and just literally freak out over that, right? So you got one niche, one channel, one content bank. Now we get into one batching system, okay? So it's essentially one way to film and one way to edit in bulk. And the reason why I say this is because we want to make sure we're creating a recreating. We want to be able to create a system to recreate content in a similar fashion that works for us in bulk, in addition to the stuff that we actually want to develop in the future, right? The reason why I say this is because the more often that we develop series, the more often that we develop frameworks that are very common, the more often that we develop videos that are very similar to the ones that were successful for us, the more that we create recreatable results. What does that mean? For example, if I make a series of vlogs, right, that actually do well, and they get like hundreds of thousands of views, even millions of views, then more often than not, I'm Casey Neistat, and I should be making more vlogs, right? Same thing with how-to videos, whether it be with content creation or any of the stuff that I do on a consistent basis. If people happen to like these types of videos, then I should probably make more of them, right? Exactly. So then that way your views grow, your engagement grows, and then all over your follower and subscriber base grows, which then you can actually build a business from it. And that's awesome. Now, same thing for you. If you have a way to film a specific type of video and it works, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna basically recreate that same video over and over and over again, in addition to the other stuff that you wanna do for yourself. Because essentially those videos, once you create them and you develop a pattern, that's for your audience. Now you start to create other different types of videos that you think will actually do well and figure out other types of content that will actually be very successful for you and for your channel. And that's essentially one batching system is super simple. Like if you create, seriously, just like very simple series on stuff that you actually want to talk about in one niche, with one channel, solving one problem, with one content bank, it's much easier to recreate the videos over and over. And then the last thing is one planner to rule them all. One planner to repost everything that you basically make. Essentially, one tool to redistribute everything to the other different channels. Because remember, I said we got one channel to work with. And if that's YouTube, if that's Instagram, if that's LinkedIn, if that's TikTok, if that's, I don't know, text-based platforms like X or Threads or whatever it is, then we're going to stick to that channel. We're going to focus all of our attention on that channel. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that we can't be posting on the other channels at the same time. Let's say, for example, if you start on YouTube, because if you're watching this, you're probably watching this on YouTube. Let's say, for example, you're starting on YouTube, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, man, I should probably like stick to Instagram and TikTok. No, my friend. Don't switch your attention. However, make shorts from the long form videos and then redistribute them onto a scheduler that you have at your disclosure. Whether it be Metricool, Buffer, whatever it is that you want to use. My favorite is Metricool. If you want a link to Metricool that you can literally get at my own affiliate link, then you can literally go down into the description and get a Metricool. But I love that content planner more so than anything else. So if you want to get that, that's something that works for me very well, and it can also work for you, then basically click down in the description. Otherwise, this will allow you to be present on the other platforms, but we're not focusing on them, okay? We just want to be present, stay top of mind, if you will. And that's essentially the rule of one. If you implement this into your content creation system, you'll never get tired of making videos and making content ever again. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. It's a shorter video today, but literally I hope you can implement the rule of one into your business. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe and turn your bell notifications on, because I put videos out like this every single day and you don't want to miss them. Literally about content creation, content planning, YouTube strategy, Instagram strategy, X strategy, it doesn't matter. Literally just about content so you can make money online. However, if you're the type of person that wants to make videos and they want to make videos for other people, just like I have in the past, to make a six-figure business in literally 90 days, you can click the first link in the description. It's literally to a community and a coaching program and a course that we have to develop the systems in order to make that business happen for you. Otherwise, don't stop watching the video yet. Like, I literally have a video around here that YouTube has recommended to you for that purpose, to continue watching and continue to learn all the systems that I have that I'm giving away to you for free in order to make content online, to make money, so that way you can live a life that's worth living. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Peace.